Hey guys, welcome to the Zoom. Just got a couple of things to go through before we go to the coaching video. We've got some milestones for this week. I don't have all that background noise, just bear with me. All right, so 50th game for Ethan Scarman in the goals. Young fella going places, doing really well. The 300th game for Rob Errigo, also in the goals. And a couple of guys doing their 500th game. So well done to Graham Alder and Gary Wold, both in the field. So also want to make special mention of a guy who last did a Div 1 game 15 years ago. He's going to be umpiring Div 1 this Saturday. Dave Alwood. He's as dedicated and committed as you could find someone. And it's great to reward him for that. As I said to him on Saturday, he probably hasn't had the opportunity to do Div 1 in recent years because of his consistency, but this year he hasn't put a foot wrong, and he just needs to go out this weekend and do what he's been doing all year this year. So well done to Dave. For those in their first, second or third year, we'll have our final skill drills session this Wednesday night, so just bring along your whistle. Now women's finals have started, and I was actually involved in one on Saturday and realised I hadn't put out the normal document that I do, and so I've put that together to send out with the email tonight. It's just a document outlining some differences in finals. Really, there's not a lot changes when it comes to finals, except for the case of a draw. So I think we had a couple of close games on the weekend, but none that finished with a tie. But yeah, just make yourself aware of how that process plays out. I'll put the document on the website if you need to refer to it. As far as arriving at the ground, we ask you normally to be there 45 minutes before a game. For finals, we want you there a little bit earlier. So aim for 60 minutes before a final. Obviously, for those of you doing 2 games at the moment and going, say, from a B grade men's to a women's final, that's not going to be possible. So if you can't get there 60 minutes before due to that situation, just let the other umpire or umpires know that will be the case. But yeah, on the whole, especially when we start getting to the men's finals, yeah, just need you there a little bit earlier to make sure everything's all right. And as far as the men's finals, we actually had a board meeting here this afternoon. I don't know the exact results of it all, but the structure of the men's finals, I understand, has been decided and will be communicated in due course. So you'll probably get an email tomorrow or the next day about that. Presentation night. So that's all still going ahead. Saturday, October 9th at Adelaide Oval. Should be a big night. I'll resend the link, so if you haven't yet booked, make sure you do, because there is a limit on the amount of tickets available, and there is also an offer Gory sent through me today for those attending the dinner. If you want to stay at the Oval Hotel, they're offering 15% off the price of the room for that night. Also get a complimentary drink, so might be a good chance to check out the Oval Hotel, which is pretty spectacular. It's a great place to stay. Got a note here. Many of you won't know, but he was happy to share the news. Ray Smith, who's the father of Matt Smith, sadly passed away at the start of last week. Ray goal umpired a couple of seasons with the league many years ago. And obviously our hearts go out to Matt and the family in a pretty difficult time for them. So thoughts with you, Matt. And he went out and did a game on the weekend and told me that he enjoyed it. And yeah, so well done to Matt for doing that. Also, a bit of a shout out too. I think I saw him on the Zoom this afternoon, but Darren Hollingworth stepped in at the last minute. Bo Girdham, unfortunately, injured himself again in the C grade on Saturday, rang me up and said he couldn't do the A grade. He was struggling. So Darren was down to do the B grade, which he did at Atherstone, and then doubled up into the A grade to fill in for Bo. So well done, Darren. I'm sure he's still feeling the soreness from a big day out. All right. Before I get on to the coaching video, is anyone got anything they want to raise? Any questions at all from what I said or anything that happened on the weekend?
Yeah, Colin, just want to thank Darren once again, just stepping up like that. Obviously, don't expect these things to happen, but yeah, it was awesome that he actually stepped up and was able to help me and you out like that. So thanks again, Darren.
Yeah, good, mate. And how's the ITB?
Yeah, that's me done. Like I said to you on the phone on the weekend, that's me done for the year, unfortunately. Bit of a bummer, but is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I think long term, get back into it for next year, and they can be tricky, those ITB injuries. So yeah, disappointing, but you got plenty of years left in you, mate. A lot more years than many of us here on the line. So
cheers, thanks, Carl.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Colin, it's Rob.
Yeah, far away, mate.
I just wanted to show you my shirt.
Oh God. Thanks for that. It was very close for me being able to wear my Crows beanie. Anyway, we'll see what happens when it comes to final series. Don't want to improve a bit on that performance, but they're there, so you never know. Never know. Anyone else? Anyone who's not a Pat Port supporter want to ask a question or say something? All right, let's get on to the coaching video. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to have a look. If not, I'll send out the link with the coaching notes, as I always do. So we've got some what's your decisions to start with, 5 examples, and then it's contest for the ball is the theme for the other examples. Okay. Everyone see that one? Okay. Let's go for the first one. Righto. So Darren, you're the man at the moment. You can unmute yourself, mate, and you can take the first one. All right, what do you think?
Colin? Yeah, so the West Adelaide player got rid of the ball and was held too long in the tackle. So I would pay. They look like his team had the ball and FAD down ground or advantage continue play on.
Yep. So definitely holding on.
Holding on.
Yep, holding the man. Yeah, you're right. If there's an advantage, then pay the advantage. Otherwise, bring the ball back. But in that case, the ball had come loose. The tackle continued. We took him to ground, and they're the ones you want to pay the holding the man. Not the ones where he's entitled to tackle, ball spills free, and then a short time later he lets go. You call them play on. But in those cases, there he kept holding on too long, so a definite free kick.
Oh, and what about shepherding and ruck?
Let's go back and have a look. Happy with that one being paid yeah, it's a fair call, Gory. So according to the way we do it these days, if the ruckman chooses to cross the line, which he does, you can see that he's crossed, and the other ruckman can't touch the ball, which he doesn't. Yep, good pick up. Good pick up. Yep. Well done, Gory. All right, Justin House. Unless you're actually driving, mate. Are you driving? You're all right? Okay. You can take example number 2.
Sure.
What do you think?
I actually can't see anything.
Have another look.
So the West Adelaide players gone to ground, dragged the ball in, and then he's being tackled. So he's hasn't, I would pay holding the ball because there's been given
Yep.
an opportunity to get it free.
Hold on. Dives the ball. He causes the ball up. We want him to knock it clear in that situation, but instead he dives on it and keeps possession, which causes the ball up. So a good holding the ball, good tough holding the ball decision to pay. So yep, spot on. All right. Mark Goods, welcome back. How was your first game back?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Colin.
Good to be out there again.
It was.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's have a look here. All right, pretty quick one.
Okay, player gets tackled without prior, ball comes loose, play on.
Yeah. It's to me, it's the 50-50 call. If you see it that way, he hasn't had prior, then it's play on. And it's not great vision of it, to be honest. I've looked at it a couple of times. I reckon he's got prior. And if he's got prior and he doesn't handball, which he doesn't, it's holding the ball.
Yep. I didn't think he had prior.
Yep, that's fine. And 50-50 calls, you would go with the holding the ball the way we do it these days. If you're certain he hasn't had prior, then it's play on. Yeah, I'm not going to hang you for saying that's play on. I would have paid holding the ball, but yeah, again, it's whether you determine he's had a chance to handball or kick.
Yep.
All right, next one. Trying to see if we can get someone else. Merrick Cowles. I can't see you, but I see you're online. Yeah,
I'll just walk away from screaming baby.
No worries. All right, we'll see if we can get this decision before it screams again. All right.
Yeah, arms are free the whole time in the tackle. Doesn't get a handball out, holding the ball.
Yep. And a trigger here is the fact he puts his hands up over the once you put your hands above your head, you're essentially saying you've had a prior. So he's got his hands up above his head, he's tackled, therefore he's got a prior opportunity, and he doesn't handle or kick, so he's holding the ball's the right one there. And Adam Forster.
Yep.
Again, not wanting to put himself on camera, but that's cool. Go the fifth example, and obviously Shane forgot to put some text there, but anyway. What do you think?
Oh, I was pushing the back, Colin. I think he uses his left arm, like the forearm, just to push the Eagles bloke under the ball and takes him out the contest.
Yep, 100%. Yep, spot on. So definitely marking interference. And there's a push out before he goes for the ball. So well done. All right, so let's zip through these contests for the ball. Examples. Must
Protest.
check, that should be, not protest. Shane did this one in a bit of a hurry. The ball by paying the first obvious free. So as obvious as I get that one. Don't read too much into someone saying that he, ducked or whatever. That they're the ones you want to pay. Protecting the ball player. We only call play on when it's a really obvious duck. Can you see the ball player's head and shoulders? That's what you want to be thinking at all times. And if you can't, then you need to move quickly. In that case there, the umpire moves quick enough to see that he hasn't got possession of the ball and is held on to. Good ball player free kick. Can you see the footy when you're making these judgments? Again, it's all in positioning, moving around the pack. Umpire is right there to see that the player dives on it. Again, contributes to the ball up, which he's wanting. So therefore, it's not a ball up, it's a free kick for holding the ball. Hold the whistle and let the play unfold. So no obvious and blatant free kicks. Again, he dives on it. and then the ball doesn't come out. So I've said it a few times lately, when you've got really obvious ball player free kicks, high tackles in the backs, holding the man, blow the whistle straight away, be really confident in your decisions. Don't delay the whistle. Whereas delaying the whistle for a mark or a holding the ball decision is a good thing. You want to make sure he holds the mark before you blow the whistle. You want to make sure that the ball doesn't come free, so you can call play on. You want to see that the holding the ball is warranted. So that was a good example of umpiring. We just let things go, and then at the end, it dives and the ball doesn't come out. Erring aside the ball player. So when you look at those basic ball player free kicks, there you go. He hasn't got possession of the ball, and he's tackled. A good ball player free kick. Pay the first obvious and blatant free kicks. So it lands in his back. A good in the back decision. Too much of a delay there to be able to pay the advantage. 50-50 calls must. Yeah, again, spelling over it. Don't worry about that. Must go to the ball player. So in the back or a high tackle, 50-50 calls, you're not going to lose any sleep by paying them. Consistent decision making is just reacting to what happens and sticking to the team rules. So some good examples there. Any questions or comments on those? All right. Been a pretty short Zoom. Anything else anyone wants to mention before we wind up? Good to be back out there on the weekend. I think we've got 3 rounds of men's footy to go, and then we'll get a shortened finals series. Actually, a couple of guys have unmuted themselves. So, Rob, did you have something proper to say again?
I did. It was about
not again. Proper to say.
No, it was about the grand final in WA.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that with the goal umpire that was drunk?
Yeah. Had a bit of a interesting read of that one. Yeah, the things that happen in footy.
Yeah, Colin, I've got a quick one.
Far away, mate.
Yeah, boys, just be aware that the Aboriginal boys that are playing in our comp, and we've got plenty of them, are pretty upset about what's happened recently. And if you just be aware of that when you're umpiring, if they take a mark or do something, say, yeah, well done, mate, or just give them a bit of a positive, and that'll help them a lot, because they're all pretty upset at the moment. I was talking to 3 of them at Ingle Farm last weekend, and they're all a bit down. So maybe just be a little bit positive to the Aboriginal boys, it'll help them.
Yep. Good point, Balsy. And unfortunately, we did have a couple of examples of racist comments that were made at a ground on the weekend, not towards the Aboriginals. It was a different comment made, but totally unacceptable. Sean Field made sure I was aware of it straight away. So well done to Sean for notifying. And that was in the C grade at the same ground. In the A grade, young boundary umpire was racially vilified, just awful. So league won't stand for it. We are taking action on those couple of instances. And as Buzzy said, it's a very sensitive issue at the moment. It's quite a sad situation, which has happened with at the AFL, but that does flow down, and we just need to be alert to it, be sensitive to it, and hopefully we can move to a better place, because it's just unacceptable. Anyone else?
Yeah, Cole Marrick here, mate. I might just touch on the yellow card I had on the weekend. Just about the querying of a yellow card. We had the coach of Teacher Gully, Justin, come in the rooms probably a good 20 minutes after the game and had a bit of a chat with us about why we issued the yellow card and that. what's the direction is there any direction to coaches in terms of approaching umpires after a game?
If you are comfortable with having a respectful and politeful discussion, I'm quite okay with you having that discussion. If you are not comfortable and you can see that the coach is worked up, just say it's not appropriate to talk about it now, but feel free to contact Colin during the week. You can shut the conversation down. But yeah, if you feel comfortable and you see that they're not an abusive frame of mind and it's a respectful conversation, I don't have a problem with you having that discussion. It's just dangerous for coaches to do that because on game day it can be emotional. And look, we had examples of 2 clubs query yellow cards today, and it just happens because their players are getting close to that 3 yellow card limit where they get a 2-week suspension. So yeah, it's a normal thing to happen. You know, in all cases, in these situations, I'll back the umpire up, and not your one, Marek, because there wasn't any video of it, but the other one where the club queried it was laughable for the fact that they tried to see whether it get withdrawn. I had to go back to them and saying, you might want to tell your player that it's lucky it wasn't a red card. It was a pretty ordinary incident. So yeah, but you know, that's what clubs will do and coaches will do for their players. You can understand that, you know, they want, you know, with finals coming up, they don't want to lose any of their players. There's a process they can go through, and it's pretty easy to handball on game day. Just say, hey, look, there's not much we can do about it now. If you feel upset about it, call Colin on Monday. Still fair enough?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Hilly and I had no issue having a conversation with Justin after the game.
Yeah.
It's just that, yeah, like you said, that can pretty easily be a intimidating situation, especially for a younger umpire. So
yeah, if you're not comfortable having that conversation, just say that. But I think you do get a bit of respect from clubs and coaches and players if you can communicate properly and they're communicating properly. If they're not communicating properly, there's no point having a discussion. All right, thanks for bringing that up, mate. Yeah, interesting things that come up. But I think we had a pretty good weekend. I think most people were pretty happy just to get out there again. All right, anyone else? All right, guys, thanks for that. We'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday.